guess what? Tomorrow is Halloween, if not today, depending on when you're watching this video, and you need a movie to watch. You're bored of cheap movies and lame jump scares and want something new. Well, what do? Let me refer you to these two movies. That's right, two new movies. Little bit of context. Yesterday, I sat down with Chipotle on my lap, and I had the idea of putting on a cheap movie to watch while I was eating. It's usually what I do. I put on something to watch when I eat. And then I'm scrolling Netflix and bam, there it is. I couldn't believe my eyes. I watched The Platform the first time thinking nothing of it. I enjoyed it so much that I ended up watching it 2 more times. I watched it both in original language with subtitles and in English dub. The Platform, or in its native language, El Hoyo, is a Spanish film made in Spain that released in 2019 as sort of a psychological horror, and I saw it on Netflix in a dub version, and it's in Spanish with subtitles, and I'm comfortable recommending it to you because it offers a dubbed version, since I know not everybody's comfortable with watching a foreign film with subtitles because you want to watch the film, not read it. I totally understand that. However, the original audio is superior. I know that subtitles aren't for everyone, and the dub it's not terrible at all. It has its goofy moments in the second one in particular.
Sir, are you okay? I just pissed myself.
But overall, it remains very solid. Now, let me talk about the films a little bit. This is a spoiler-free video. I will not be talking about any important plot details, any spoilers or twists. You're going to have to watch the movie yourself to find those out. This is your warning for soft spoilers. Soft as in, I don't think it really matters that much. When I sat down to eat my Chipotle and watch a movie that I thought was going to be bad, and I saw The Platform 2, I knew it was going to be a banger of a Tuesday, so I immediately sat down to watch The Platform 2 instead. You know, and I just now, when writing the script for this video, just looked at the IMDb page, and I am shocked that it only got a 5 out of 10. The movie takes place in a prison. That is the only setting of the entire movie, aside from a few flashbacks that take place maybe in another room of the facility. But the entire movie takes place in the prison where people are sent as a severe punishment, or we find out that there's a couple of characters that have volunteered. This prison is unique that in each holding room or cell or whatever you want to call them are vertically stacked one on top of another. So each room is stacked vertically so that the highest one is marked with a number, and then as you go down, you get a larger number. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., etc., etc. Now, you know what room you're on. You have one roommate, and there is a hole in the middle of your room, which allows you to see down to the people below you in the preceding rooms, or above you in the rooms above. Now, the whole purpose of this film is what makes it unique. The film takes place in a near dystopian future where, in this prison specifically, there is a kitchen that has some of the world's most renowned chefs, and it's a super elaborate kitchen that has been hired by the Vertical Self-Management Center, which is the facility, with the purpose of making the highest quality table of food imaginable. And it is placed on the platform. Ooh, the platform, the title of the movie. The platform stops on each floor, and the prisoners can consume as much food as they would like at the time that it's on their floor, and then it moves to the next floor, and the next floor, and the next floor, and the next floor. So ideally, you'd want to be at the top because then you have first dibs on the food, and so on and so forth. And that cycle continues from the first floor all the way to the bottom. Now, both movies kind of have that same gist where the platform and what it means to the characters and how the characters handle the circumstances that they're in. Now, that's the setting and the premise of the films. They both tackle completely different social issues, and there's total different social constructs within the prison. Obviously, these films aren't perfect, and I don't want you to go and watch those movies thinking that they're perfect. I really like the movies, but I know they're not perfect. The issue lately has been a lot of people recommending movies only because they're the best movie yet. I think that The Platform 2 might be one of my favorite movies to come out in this year. What makes my opinion about these movies significant enough for me to warrant recording and editing an entire video and posting it on the internet? I watch a ton of movies. My favorite genre of movie to watch is kind of like that gray area between good and bad. No matter what the premise of a film is, most likely I probably would watch it. And this was no exception. I saw the first Platform because it was just a movie that was The Platform, a Spanish film. Didn't really care much about the premise in terms of just the description itself, but I watched it and ended up enjoying it enough to watch it more than one time. I watched it in dub and in sub. And so with this whole mindset of watching any movie, I've seen a ton of movies. And I think that my opinion that doesn't make my opinion any greater than anyone else's, but having seen a lot of movies and still going out of my way to recommend one, I think is significant enough to warrant its own video maybe. And I know a lot of weird movies. If you say you guys want me to cover any random obscure movie, or you want to recommend me a movie to watch and make another video on it, totally just let me know in the comments as well. I should throw this warning out, a fair warning to anyone who is going to watch the movie because of this video, that it is a movie about a prison. There's prisoners, there's bad people in it, and there's some imagery that might be a little bit disturbing. That includes like starvation, that includes blood. So if you've seen a movie with blood and that didn't gross you out, you're probably going to be fine, but I thought I'd still throw this warning out there for you. Well, why am I even talking about this movie in the first place? I haven't made any videos regarding movies at all, and a matter of fact, that is something that I've wanted to do for a while because I do enjoy movies and I'm currently working on my own, really just because of the timing. Originally, I wanted to make a video about Smile 2. I really enjoyed Smile 2, but I think that, firstly, I think a lot of people that watch movie content have already watched the video on Smile 2, so it seems a bit redundant to talk about one of the highest grossing movies at this very moment. But I enjoyed Smile 2 because I didn't like the first one. I thought the first one was kind of lame, and I didn't really like the main characters, but I really enjoyed the second one. It would be a great Halloween movie, but it's not really one that I could really recommend to everybody. It's really if you like horror movies, if you like the cheap jump scare, if you like really disturbing imagery, because that movie features all of it and I really like it. We have Halloween tomorrow and I can't recommend that movie to everybody. That's like if you really like horror movies. But The Platform 2 I could recommend to pretty much anybody. I think that this video is significant in the fact that this is a movie that I can recommend to you even if you don't like horror movies, because it's not that scary. It's more like an empathetic kind of scary, where you can very easily empathize with the main characters of these movies, and it's a movie that has you hoping that they succeed. And in that regard, it is kind of a scary movie because at any moment anything bad could happen. A lot of bad things happen. However, with Smile 2 and The Platform 2 both in my hands, I couldn't let my bias aside. I enjoyed both movies, but I personally like The Platform 2 more. Not because it's a better movie, but I really liked the idea. It's just I have a stronger bias towards The Platform 2, and I really liked the first one as well. So not only could I recommend you Platform 2, but I highly recommend you watch The Platform first. And if you're into the whole number rating thing, I haven't been into it myself, especially since not a lot of people agree with my number ratings. I'm pretty strict with number rating. I was in sports that had like number ratings and they were usually pretty strict, and that's kind of just how my brain's always been. I would put my average at like a 4. If I give a movie a 4, that means it's just plain average. Anything below that means it's bad. And I would say like 4 is average, 5 is decent, 6 is good, 7 is great, 8 is amazing, 9 is near perfect, and not sure how many movies, if I've ever given a movie a 10. There's always something to critique about it. That's kind of where my brain is at. So with that in mind, I would give The Platform a 7. The CGI, it's from 2019. The writing, it's good, and the characters are phenomenal. I love the characters in the first movie. And the second movie also has a really strong cast of characters, and I give that one an 8. So The Platform, 7. What did I say? 7 is great, and 8 is amazing. And I would say that The Platform 2 is an 8 after watching The Platform. I would not say it's an 8 on its own. You definitely need to watch The Platform first in order to like The Platform 2, because The Platform 2 lacks all the world building. It doesn't explain nearly as many things, and if it does, it's very quick. It's like, here's your reminder that this is what happens when you leave food on the level after the platform moves. This is a reminder of what happens every month. You know what I mean? There's short reminders, but it's not just going to beat it all back into you because it's all explained in the first movie. If you have a Netflix account or know somebody who has a Netflix account and want to go watch a movie with them because you like them and they don't stink, The Platform and The Platform 2 are both on Netflix in both sub and dub. I highly recommend watching them, and the dub is actually pretty good. Now, it has its moments. It's not quite Squid Game bad, but it can be goofy, and I enjoyed the original audio better, but I also speak a little bit of Spanish, so that in mind, yes, I highly recommend these movies anyways. Please go watch the movie and let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, that's all I have for you. Go watch The Platform. It's on Netflix. Anyways, see you later. All right. If you're wondering why I call my setup scuffed, this is the newest development on my scuffed setup. I don't know. New camera. Same microphone. This is the newest development. I knew about this, but that's new.